Hey everyone. So I love booktubers. I just find it fascinating. I'm envious of the fact that these amazing readers and booktubers like Michael K. Vaughan, Criminali. The list is too extensive to name here. Just how amazing they are at this type of platform. And so, as an amateur booktuber here, I recently have really enjoyed watching some of my favorite booktubers discuss editions that they have that they like, editions of some of their favorite novels, and talking about what they appreciate about the book and appreciate about the edition. That got me thinking about my own collection. I've always been a I won't say casual collector. I've always avidly collected books, but they've also been books for the sake of the book itself. Not, I should say, the contents. Right? I'll get 5-6 copies of Moby-Dick if they're $2 a piece at a thrift store. Any edition of Kafka that happened to have a new type of cover or one that I haven't seen before, I will pick up typically to an obsessive degree. Let's be honest. And however, I've just recently started looking more into the quality of the editions. The binding, the innards of it, the internals, and the printing of it, and of course we kind of all know about the Folio Society and Easton Press. There's an Easton Press actually here of Moby-Dick. But anyway, I've just recently gotten into really looking into those things and seeing where I could kind of fill those gaps in my own collection when I can afford to with some of those types of collections. I've always gone on to Folio Society and perused, knowing that I'm not going to get them at the moment. My paycheck hasn't cleared, or there's just not that whole the frugal aspect of me kind of gets the better. But at the same time, it is nice to have nice copies of things. So I was going to a long preamble just to say I wanted to talk about maybe one of my favorite editions of a book that I have. Again, like I said, I don't have a lot of fancy additions to books, and that's perfectly fine. Having the book is all that you need to read it and enjoy it. But I've recently picked up an edition of Moby-Dick that and these are familiar. This type of this edition is nothing mind-blowing, or you can find them in your local bookstore most everywhere. But I do really love these little Macmillan editions of books. They're typically usually pocket-sized editions of classics with like the mint cover, and as you can hopefully see, little gold title. And always on the back there's a quote. Maybe not always my favorite quote or the best one to use, but they'll have a quote from the novel on the back. And in this case, they have a picture of the author. I don't know if that's standard or not, but picture of Melville. I do enjoy the picture of the whale. It's very cool. And of course the ribbon and the gold in pages, right? And it's a wonderful edition, readable. That's the thing too. A lot of these editions, and no hate on like the Chiltern editions, because they're very pretty, and I enjoy going to the bookstore and picking them up. But like opening them up and reading them is a whole different story. And I know some of these people would say, well, they're shelf editions. Really, they're just there to look pretty on your shelf. That was one thing I'll say. Regardless of the beauty of the book, I want to be able to read it and enjoy it while I'm reading it. And yeah, you might not take it on the beach with you, but I want to be able to sit in my house, open up the book, and feel like it's a good reading experience. And I feel like with this for me, I love the size. I love pocketbooks like this. Every now and then it's great to have a nice, big fat Easton Press. That's great. But it is nice. You could take this to the beach. You could put this in your pocket, and it is a sturdy book. But you also, when you're reading it, it reads wonderfully. And yeah, the font's a little small for some probably, but it is kind of like those Bible type pages, and the ribbon is always a plus. So I love this edition, and it's always good when you because inevitably you'll take the dust jacket off. There is some beauty to the bound part of the book, the hard part of the book, and these Macmillan editions have these nice designs on the front, and it still looks good on the shelf even if you happen to lose your dust jacket. It actually kind of looks nicer on the shelf, I think, if you had a row of these Macmillan books set up. So anyway, that right now is one of my best editions of one of my favorite novels. That's another part I guess I hadn't really spoken about. Moby-Dick is one of my all-time favorites. Again, I like the idea of having the infinite in a small, tiny package. I think that's a beautiful kind of metaphor for the novel almost. But I do love the idea of so much beauty and so much mind-bending discussions and narratives about the infinite and the abyss, and that the search for something in the middle of nowhere. That to me is cool, that you could just take all of that with you in your pocket, and it doesn't have to be a majestic thing for you to pull out some big tome and open it up, on your dais or whatever it might be, and read from it, like this sermon, in the first parts of this novel. But I do find these books very pretty, and hopefully, you can comment on what your favorite version of your favorite novel is, and that would be great. Take care.